We cannot say flop. Yeah, flop. तो पैसे उनका मिल जाएगा ना. Overseas तो मतलब if we all distributed overseas, they'll get back the money. Yeah. Some pictures are made, Manjula Reddy garu. Some pictures are made for the not Indian, keeping Indian context only, Indian audience only. But these are also doing very well outside, overseas. Got the point? Because in India, we never, take important, consider as important as they do. And I don't know, that is my observation. So, illa kuda untundannamata, right? Yeah. So, ikkada interviews annamu, observations annamu. Okay, now what is interview? Face-to-face interview. Maybe in the form of face-to-face interview, schedule, questionnaire. Even there's a part of the qualitative research methodology only. Okay, now there's all data gathering, data gathering methods. See, when I take an interview, okay, dear, I get the data from the person. Is it clear? So I get more inputs from him. I mean, we're not getting then definitely I go to the next interviewer. I may get from better interview data from the next interview. Definitely that's all the part of the data gathering strategy. Each and everything is important in the form of textual, in the form of visual, or digital. What is digital material? Collecting from the online, collecting from the different scopus, different research papers, different research gate apps and all, Google Scholar and all. They're all the digital material that is downloaded from the online apps, online sources and all, right? But that's all very important because nowadays everything is online. Nowadays everything is possible because everything is provided and possible when the online right now.
Madam,
so maybe the material is being provided. Hello, be louder.
Hello. Yes, we are discussing which type of topic, madam. Can you listen to me?
I'm talking 15th page. Please open the 15th page. You can just read it. You can know. Okay, because you're absent last time and never seen in the classroom. So this is the first time you're attending my class. And this is the qualitative data. Page number 15. I'm even taking the name of the page number 15. Right? You can just follow the page number. If you have the front of the book, you can follow it. Open the page number 15. You can follow it, right? Yeah, because many are absent. I know who are attending class also, physically class and online class also. Okay, yeah, please follow. And somebody can read it. Somebody can study on their own. That's that confidence they have. So that's the reason we're not questioning anybody. But we just ask as a teacher to join each and every student is important. As a teacher, we always ask. So it's not a compulsion. It's not a mandatory. And it's nobody enforcing you to sit in the classroom. Me to say that absent isn't talking about, not to you. Okay? Yeah. So this is a qualitative interview means, what I'm telling qualitative research, interview is a methodology that comes under the qualitative research methodology. Okay? Right. Textual digital data. What is textual? In the form of text matter, written matter, books, journals, right? Online journals, so text, physical copy, right, ma? Hard copy, that all comes under the textual material. Okay, now for example, interviews have been published in some books. Interviews have been your topic. Some aspects, some topics been published on your topic, on your chosen topic, and that material may become a great inputs for you for your research and all. Right? It could be jokes in the show. And as per your topic and me title, what is the title being chosen by you? What's the title being given to you or given by you for the research topic? Okay, na? So our topic, you go and search, and again you collect the data and keep it with you and redesign it and rewrite it and again reproduce it. Right? That's important. So what I'm telling, text as a representation of reality. Okay, na? So generally, when I think about textual form, obviously is writing part. What as I said right now? Okay, books, journals, magazines, they're all permanent. There's a more permanent, there's a written part kabatti. It never erase. It never go anywhere. Is it clear to you? That's what is called as a permanent writing part is a permanent data. Right? Yeah. This is the reality. Okay, ma. And now, so when we find the text also, and we had to collect from the very, very valid sources and matter. We cannot collect as you got it from that particular book and all, from the primary book and all, maybe unpublished book and all. No, which is not correctly accepted by our reading books and all. Okay, no? Manaki limited unna kani whatever books been subscribed for us for the reading, you stick to that only. And beyond that, suppose you got very good information on the particular topic, on your research topic and kondi, obviously you can expand your horizon in collecting data in the written form. That is the written book form, the journal form, or the newspaper cutting form, anything no matter. Is it clear? This is all permanent. Is it clear? Nobody can take you away, right, beta? Now, that way each and everything should be taken into consideration, relate to the text as artifacts and all, and and again we have to be yes, this has to be that way. Each and every observation, each and every data should be collected by you. Now, while content analysis is more concerned with the content of the text and even the frequencies within the text also, number of words and expressions. Generally, when you read something, for example, content analysis of the recently, as I told you, Karnataka election, so lapute maybe that Apsara case, so that taking her name, very, very sad story, right, ma? Yesterday, one of the Shadnagar Nandigama దగ్గర ఒక old woman ని ఒక చిన్న అమ్మాయిని చంపేశారు. You're finding more of such stories now, more of violence now, more of intolerance now, more of which is not digestible by all. Okay, so we had to really restrain ourselves to comment in many ways. No, forget about that. So, I mean, suppose you want to take this content and kundama for the research and kondi. So here, but it is a comparative study of between two newspapers, so two channels, so two magazines, so I have to take it out. So what have been content been printed in that particular newspaper had to be compared with the other content published in other newspaper. How much space is given in that particular paper and this particular newspaper matter. That comparative should be done, okay, na, in relate to the content analysis, relate to the text form. The same way, how many words ఉన్నాయి, ఎంత లెంత్ మెజర్ చేస్తాం, డబుల్ కాలమ్, సింగిల్ కాలమ్, ఎన్ని వర్డ్స్ ఉన్నాయి మెజర్ చేస్తాం వాటిని కూడా. టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ ద టెక్స్చువల్ అనాలిసిస్ ఆఫ్ ద కంటెంట్ అనాలిసిస్ ఆఫ్ టెక్స్ట్ ఫార్మ్. ఓకేనా, అది right. For example, talking about film studies, okay, na, a content analysis of a Dalit woman anukundama, okay, na. For example, I'm just giving, don't take it away. Okay, you have to find out, you have to give the example right now. Okay, ma. So Dalit anukundama, so the emancipation, Dalit emancipation, women Dalit emancipation. So how much is this story being covered in the print media? Is the stories being shown on television? Is the story shown on social media? So just find out. Your interest should gain as you read more, you reach more, and again, you observe more. Okay, now? No, I want to stick to the print media. Yes, on the print media, where national newspaper, regional newspaper, ఇది కూడా difference ఉంటుంది. I'm talking about the content analysis, textual analysis of maybe on a particular topic, that is Dalit women emancipation. You know what is called emancipation? Yes. Okay, ma? Adi kuda man topic తీసుకోవచ్చు, right? Then the qualitative research ki ostunda. Yes, sir. So when they put into the content analysis, generally it comes under the quantitative data. అర్థమవుతుందా? క్వాలిటేటివ్ తీసుకున్నాం ఏంటి అంటే రిలేట్ ద దళిత్ విమెన్ ఇమాన్సిపేషన్, అవునా తీసుకున్నాము. సో ఎంతవరకు ఇమాన్సిపేషన్ అయింది? ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఓకేనా, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ I like sweet very much. Okay, now I like what is that? Vada. I like donut. Okay. So we can find donut in some specific shops and what. Vada, any outside also. Even Bundy's also we get the vada. Okay. Now, even the vada and donut shape is the same. The taste is different, order is different, right? And again, ingredients are different, the making is different, machinery is different. Okay, na? But still, I like vada. Still, I like donut. అర్థమవుతుందా? సో ఎంతమంది డోనట్ ఇష్టపడతారు, ఎంతమంది వడ ఇష్టపడతారు, అది కూడా టేక్ ఇన్ టు కన్సిడరేషన్. అండ్ ఓకే, అది కూడా చూసుకోవాలన్నమాట. దట్ ఇస్ ద క్వాలిటేటివ్ అనాలిసిస్, రైట్? యా. What is quantitative analysis? Quantity, the numbering. How much numbers, how many numbers are being added in that particular research? Adi quantitative matter, right? Yeah. So now we'll go further. And again, a lot of been research given. Interpretive approach, the text is considered subjective. The role of the research is that of an insider, and the research methods focus on the culture and influence of the text and matter. Suppose what I'm telling you is that, see, unless you do jana chahiye, if at all you want to do the best work, obviously you have to do jana chahiye. It's very simple to say, but we have to take really lot of patience is required for the, for the research. Okay, no? So that's the reason. Choose a topic, more simpler topic. You can do the topic and all, and you can get some satisfaction. That's very important related to the research topic also, right? Now, computer assistant management. Yeah, this kuda undandi. Relate to this, but some software have come where even Chat GPT also. They can do the research. I think you're aware of this. Artificial intelligence can do the research also. Right? Artificial intelligence, some other app is there. Even they do the research. They just give the feedback, just give the topic. They can cover everything. If at all they have the app, if at all they have the software and all, everything so easier, simpler, and again very faster now. But still, there's more authority should be there. Valid reason should be there. Authority should be there. Authentic information should be there from where you collected and all. Okay, now from how you do this job properly. Okay, now historical documents untundi, and policy documents untai. But each and everything should be adopted matter. That's the thing. We have plagiarism. I think you're aware of this, children, right, ma? Adi kuda important. Qualitative data analysis, as I told you, because I had to analyze through the observation and observation. Okay, now how many could attend the meeting? Yes, 1,000 meeting are attended. Okay, how many like the this speech of the particular person? I liked be 100, 120. Okay, now what the content presented by the speaker? This much. Okay, now what did you not like the content in the speaker and all? This much and what. So that we mean to say that all this been added in the relate to the observation method. As I told you, where different types of methods are there. Observation is also one of the method in qualitative data analysis. Adamotunda, right? Reliability and validity of qualitative data. What is reliability? For example, beta, now when relate to this, because for example, they have many gapshap bandis are there, pani puri wala, for example. Okay, ma. So I'm very health conscious. I may not even touch, even go too near to the pani puri bandi, because I don't like. I'm so scared of hygienic. I'm very hygienic, and again I'm scared of to have the even that the sukha pani puri batasha. So how the people will do? Well, really, what about youth and all? Yes, they really go and have and taste it. Even when you think about 40, 50 years, well, if you go to the outlets, when you go to that pani puri bandi, you can find out what the crowd are. So at least when you search such bandis in different localities, you can definitely gauge the idea. Okay, now, and how the reliable they, and okay, how reliable they follow and they stick to one shop and also because the taste buds are good. They maintain very good quality, and the quantity they make, they give good quantity. The tastes are good, and ambient is good, right? The price is good. So when you all take into consideration, then we find definitely we become more reliable on the bandi, and we start eating when I feel like going there. Right, ma? So idantha kuda it all comes under the qualitative research only. Right? Yeah. Now related to this 4 factors that help build the credibility of qualitative research is multiple methods of data collection. Obviously, it is not one method should be followed. Okay, na? So we should always, for example, interview method తీసుకోవాలి, observation method తీసుకోవాలి, survey method తీసుకోవాలి. Okay, na? Andike that's the reason sometimes, though they're referring some books also, that's secondary data. Though they can get the primary data from asking the people, talking to the people and all, but still they follow some questionnaire type, Google form, I think you're observing that also. Okay, now, so this different method had to be followed to get the data collection on your research topic. Is it clear? That one, but audit trail, idantu kuda manaki idantha important ma. When you're proceeding with this research work, you can definitely find out what is the assess accuracy and what to be done and all, what the conclusion can be drawn and all. You can definitely find out one by one each and every methodology we can follow and read it thoroughly, understand it thoroughly and all. So in the member checks and matter, in the mean to say that, see, ఒకసారి ఏం చెప్తున్నాను, అందుకే you have to read between the lines and term. The member checking very important. Checking fact is important. Okay, na? And what if it written by you, definitely sometime it will feel wrong. As you grow experience, as you read more, write more, okay, na? And you definitely come to a conclusion that what has been written initially by you, definitely find some faults in it. So for that, we need have to rewrite, recorrect it, and rephrase each and everything. That's the reason we need to produce, though that is also produced by you only, but to some extent, with that is very raw, and they get now more refined work being done by you as a research team. Obviously, that's the reason for each and everything. My project undanukondi, ICSR project undanukondi, principal coordinator untaru, principal investigator untaru. Okay, na? A director, a principal investigator will be there for a big project, big major project. So under him, you find research associate, research assistant, field officer. They all work under the principal investigator, depend on the topic. Principal investigator taken a topic on, right? On the topic one chosen, that impact of, okay, na? Raitu Bandhu scheme, okay, na? In Telangana districts, or in the farming community, a case study. For example, this is taken as an example. So what you do, 33 districts are there in Telangana district, in the Telangana state. Will you visit all the 33 districts? Not possible. That became a longitudinal survey method, longitudinal experiment method outunnadi. Okay, na? No. So you choose a few districts, you undertake the research. Ala kuda man change. 2 districts from northeast region, 2 districts from the southern region, 2 districts from eastern, western. Is it clear? The 4 sites you can follow and you can do the work. Is it clear? So when you follow that way, obviously you can find that, mean to say that the reliable information can be gauged by you, covered by you, because you're distributing your questionnaire, your face-to-face communication being meted out by you. You're also taking interviews by you. Obviously, more reliable information can be gathered by you, and that more believable, right? Adi kuda important anamata, right? Yeah. The circulatory of data gathering analysis, obviously. So in the qualitative research, what we generally we do know, the data collecting process. Generally, when we have the research question. What is the research question? What is the research design? Okay, na? So what is the research question? There's a few questions will be there. Problems, questions. In the research design, you found one problem, the question on the keda, research design on the keda, research question on the keda. So on the basis of questions only, Your objectives will be formed, designed, or written, or formed. Right? So when you have this, when you're habituated in reading more, okay, now relate to your topic, relate to research methodology, that more become more easier for you. And when you put into practice, put in writing also, that more easier for you. Okay, na? So andike, where do you find, yeah, ikkada annan ga sample size amma. And if sample size emannanu, what is sample size? Okay, and I mean to say that in the quantity form, sample size in the quantity form, in the money quantity, and 50%, 50 in one district, 15 another district, 15 another. Itla ee vidhanga 4 district lo, you 50, 50, 50, 50. All 200 ayindi. Sufficient for your MPCJ, MA communication. Okay, na? But related to the PhD, you had to have 500 to 600 or 1000 also. Is it clear? The subjects or observers or what? Respondents or feedback. So it all depends on interest, what best you methodology follow, how best you do the work. That's all very important related to your topic and all. Right, Ma? So yes, saturation. The also see each and every point had to be cannot covered. Okay, na idantha saturation point vastundannamata. So whenever you find saturation point means whenever you covered it everything. Okay, na you get the saturation point. Means that is a tip of the ice can be found by you. With the help of the tip of the ice, they get the idea and they can become, you continue the work and do the work better job, better work and all. Right? Yeah. Now we think about analysis techniques also. So in the qualitative data analysis also, we have some techniques which should be followed. What the technique should be followed? Mean to say that searching for relationship and the themes among categories. What are the categories I'm talking about? For example, male and female sex categories, right? So when you think about 6 categories, that is male and female, obviously we go male and kundama. An example, occupation, name, occupation, standard, and again, in the age-wise, occupation-wise, income-wise, you can take into consideration. Right, ma? So even the female also will take into all the consideration. So when integrate this data, okay, now with the different with all the inputs collected from you by you, okay, now this integrated data have to be structured, Jesse, okay, now, and you have to analyze in a hypothetical manner, without any hesitation, without any hiccups, without any obstacles, without any hesitation. Okay, now mean to say that you're perfect in your data collection, then definitely it all depends on how best the research question, how best the objective has been framed by you, how best your methodology has been adopted by you, how best you could gain the confidence of the data collected by you. Now, it all depends on you how you analyze the technique of what technique should be adopted by analyzing data. That's very important. So this all should be taken into consideration. When I think about the data collection, okay, analyzing technique is very important. What are the best methods to analyze? What the best way we have to analyze? Mean to say that the best method to analyze is how correctly you collected the data, how reliable your data is, how the factuality been collected by you, what is the observation method being followed by you, okay, what have been, is it a primary data or secondary data? Is it clear? There's all to be taken into consideration. When you think of analysis techniques and all, then only you won't have any negative cases and matter. What is negative cases? What is negative cases? Mean to say that disapprove your hypothesis. Mean anukunna danik kaakunda, it will become obstacle for you and definitely become negative impact on your study. Negative cases ostuntayi kabatti. That's the reason when you do the research on your own, dear children, without depending on anybody, without depending on your secondary data and all, without giving a questionnaire to other outside person and all, if you go personally, if you do research questions and all, if you do analyze and all, if you do observe and all, that definitely become a great data for you. Then definitely you can analyze very, very simply, very easily and all, right? Yeah. Now we go for the next topic is survey research and interviewing. What is survey research? Survey research. Generally, this is all meant for the maybe watershed management, maybe the farming community, and also water line. And again, NGRA, for example. NGRA is also Hyderabad way. You find the NGRA. They do also research. They do the survey. Earthquakes, when you think of earthquakes, when you think about water, survey India, and also they go for some co-localities. And so for example, there is no water in your house, and you have the hand pump only. Hand pump is not working. There's no water at all. What the NGRA will do? They come to the locality. They find out where they can find the water bodies, where they can get the water. What's the point? So that way, that is survey. Generally, I'm talking about, right? This is the survey. Then the same way also, as a researcher, you have to follow one survey method. That is descriptive method and analytical method. So what is survey method? That is involving the use of standardized questionnaires or interviews to collect data about people and their preferences, thoughts, behaviors in a systematic manner. That is called survey research, right? For example, as I told, because my behavior. What is behavior I'm talking about? For example, we want to do some survey on behavior pattern of the newly adopted technical. What is that? Information technology. What's the point? Information technology, because suppose you got some Sophia robot in your company, in your organization. Okay, ma. So what happens? The behavioral pattern will be changed. As per the technicality provided by the Sophia robot and all, right? Because the people will be confused, because as a Sophia robot doing correctly the data, or maybe the analysis and all, so definitely the behavioral pattern of the manual definitely differs. So even definitely the survey, if at all you would, many number of can be undertaken. Many things can be undertaken. I'm talking about the service and all. For example, now think about buyers and sellers. Now this season has gone slowly decreasing for the mango production, mango demand, mango consumption, right? Now we are approaching already, this is month of June, already today is 18th, obviously, half a month of June has gone. Generally, when I was, 5-6 years back, June means is only approaching monsoon, right? In South India, southwest monsoon. We used to enjoy the southwest monsoon in the month of June, right? So in the first week of June only, the offshore, the Calcutta, Kerala, they used to experience the monsoon, right? That was a day. But now it's already 18th. We're not getting the monsoon, and some aspects. Yesterday there was you could see the flooded Gujarat and all. See, imagine the drought, and again, somewhere you can drought, somewhere time you can flood and all. So the climatic changes are coming up at all. So with the help of the behavioral observation also, with the behavioral pattern of the climatic condition also, we can do survey also, right? Eastern, Western, Southern, Northern. You can choose anything. You can work on. We can check it out, and also, right? Yeah. Suppose I am on belief that we need to have one uniform civil code. For example, I'm telling you. So uniform civil code means to say that all the Indians should have one uniform civil code. Is it possible for Indians? Is it possible? Can we make it a possibility? Anything of uniform civil code relate to the my belief, my custom, my religion, my faith? Is it clear to you? It takes a lot of time to understand, to make them understand, to rely what have been, to be followed related to the uniform civil code. Is it clear? So even we can work on, this is the law, dear children. So different laws are there in Indian Constitution. Are you aware of this? Yes. So each and every community has their own law. You cannot, sideline, or maybe their law, or maybe their, their content, or the judgments given in that particular community, or the law and all. You have to be very careful dealing with that. Each and every community, class, cultures, language, everything should be taken into consideration related to the each and belief. Yeah, the law, right? Yeah. Yeah, they have different characteristics given. You can just read it out. Types of surveys are they have different types, descriptive types, analytical types, and all. So when you think about cross-sectional survey, longitudinal survey, as I told you, what is cross-sectional survey? For example, when you think about gypsies, or maybe the Banjaras, now much improvement is there among them also. So when respective, I think, have you observed in Hyderabad, in relate to the metro construction, I'm finding a different trait of cross-section people are involved in the construction work. Did you observe any child is observed? No other communities participating. I could just see at the crossroad, dear children. No, they're all from migrants. They settle in Hyderabad, and they may continue living or no idea. They may go back to motherland, or they may go back to their respective land and all. Okay, now still at that moment, because the seasonal employment is provided at the respective state capital Hyderabad, in the construction form of the metro, railway station, maybe the flyovers and all, right? So I'm finding that particular construction workers, we're finding some communities right now. Earlier we had different communities that participated, but now the community is being charged different. So this cross-sectional survey is also very important in related to construction working, construction site, where when the different section people are involved at the construction site, right? So when related to what is longitudinal survey, as I told you, because you have to stay you have to work for 2 hours, 2 years, or 1.5 year, or 1 year and all. That is a longitudinal survey. What can be undertaken? Climatic change conditions, global warming, right? Impact the global warming on the farming community, agriculture production. Okay, and again, different varieties being adopted by the scientists in the IRRI and all to resistance matter. The global warming resistance, we could find that beautiful, I could say that a species right now, what rice production, right? IRRI state in Thailand, Manila, Philippines, head office. And also we have Indian state, that is Indian has also one. India has also one of the IRRI, that is Institute of Rice Research, India, Indian Research Institute based in Rajendra. So if you go there, you can find different varieties are there, only to withstand the climatic conditions, only to, I think even at the last class also I told you that diabetic control rice could man produce chestunama. Sona Masura, I don't know. Some Varangal Masura thing, rice product, I think, dear children, I don't know. Okay, ma? Allan matter. So cohort study, trend survey, especially it's meant for advertising trendy. Okay, na? Fashion, style, trend survey. Okay, ma? Food culture, food habits, and again, pub culture or trend survey. This can be undertaken, right? Yeah. Now, cohort survey, right, ma? So, ఇవన్నీ కూడా మనకి step by step నేర్చుకొని we have to further do the survey. Okay, na? Right. What you should know the meaning of survey and in depth of it, and one by one you have to make you understand. Then only you have to, when you understand, when you visualize the things and all, when you do study, when you read something related to the survey research, then you can become more easier for you, right? Yeah. So what is the advantage, disadvantage? They can be used to investigate problems in realistic settings and all, newspaper reading, television viewing. There's also survey and matter. Got the point? Impact of television viewing on children's impact, children's and matter. In television viewing on maybe usage of social media on aged people. Survey, it can be survey with the help of this questioning, with the help of the interview, with the help of the observation. Got the point? Is it clear to you? That way. Otherwise, you want to go for any storytelling or maybe real story, check out the different websites. Check out the different blogs and all. Maybe the different websites, social media, you can find out. Right? So what I'm telling you, plenty of information is there, ma. All that is only you had to concentrate, you had to find out where I land, what you want, what the purpose of research you want to do. That's all. Right? So the survey obtained information that can be quantified and analyzed statistically and thus can reach a degree of precision about the group being studied that other forms of research cannot duplicate. Adi cheptunanu survey. Suppose when you do the land survey, personal survey, face-to-face survey, or questionnaire, interview, that nobody can replace survey, dear children, because survey comes under the qualitative research, right? Yeah. So it may also have, each and every coin has either side undi kada. The same way, even it has disadvantages. What are disadvantages it has? Which one? The survey methodology or method, inappropriate wording or placement of question within a questionnaire can bias results also. Because that question is unkuma. And I could, Google form and choose to I'm finding a lot of research students have been posting in the groups and all, sharing in the groups and all. When I go through the questionnaire, a lot of mistakes have been adopted. Simple mistakes. Spelling mistakes untai, grammatical errors untai, repetitions untai, repeat questions untai, repeat ideas untai. So this is all the inabilities. It's all disadvantage to do to the questionnaire on the online and then in the form of the survey, dear children, right? Yeah. Difficulties and issues of survey research. Issues with selecting the type of survey. Yet, it will survey bound undi. Which is the best survey method? Have to adopt it from a research. Have to think it many ways. For that, have to read the, should know the content of the topic clearly. What methodology should be added or adopted by you? If it is survey method, is it a cross-sectional method, longitudinal survey method, trend survey, cohort survey? You have to know. Is it clear? That way. Okay, now? Yeah. So, even issues with survey instruments also. What is survey instruments? The researcher should have full knowledge of the suitability of the questions that would be asked to the replaced respondent. Did I ask you right now? Yes. Clearly, your clarity should be there in you. What purpose you want to do? What is the purpose of doing the research? What you have decided, what you could find out through your reading, observation, talking to the people and all. Thoroughly reading can definitely come to a conclusion that this is my purpose of doing the research. This is the way I had to question the respondent. This way I can put the question to them where clarity should be there in the respondent, where they can get back to me and respond to my question. That is also very important. And when you have the survey, these are issues being adopted in survey methodology to children. That's the reason this instruments, what? The questionnaire in the question form, at a very clarity should be there in the instrument adopted by the survey methodology, right? Yeah. And don't ever include that bias issues. No. When you're doing the research on a topic, particular topic, it shouldn't disturb other quality, other community, or other class, creed, religion. Not at all. You have to avoid fully. And if it all you find them, gravy, or we could say that gravy in that, a gray hair in that. Is it clear? You should very carefully discuss with your supervisor. Shall I include this word? Shall I include this sentence? Shall I include this matter? But according to his, his observation, his instruction, you have to follow. You cannot create it on own. The questionnaire, right? Because you are, as a researcher, as a scholar, you're working under one supervisor. His supervisor is boss. Supervisor instructs you, informs you, educates you, intellectuality, right? Yeah. So be very careful. So when you lose it, if you're biased, you definitely lose the track of your purpose of objectives of research, dear children. అర్థమవుతుందా? అందుకే స్టిక్ ఆన్ ఉండాలి. ఆబ్జెక్టివ్స్ మీదనే మన రీసెర్చ్ స్టడీ ఉండాలి తప్ప ఇంకా దేని మీద ఉండకండి, దేని మీద మీకు కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ చేయకండి, రైట్? అందుకే ఇక రీసెర్చ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ షుడ్ వెరీ క్లారిటీ షుడ్ బి దేర్. ఒక 5 ఆబ్జెక్టివ్స్ ఉన్నా కానీ షుడ్ బి కరెక్ట్, క్లారిటీ, రైట్? యా, కన్సిస్టెన్సీ షుడ్ బి ఫాలోడ్. ఇక అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటివ్ ఇష్యూస్ కూడా వస్తాయి. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, వన్ ఆఫ్ మై గుడ్ ఫ్రెండ్ worked on network habits of under UGC student, undergraduate students అనమాట. So what the madam did, though she could get some very good plagiarize. I don't know how it's possible, because mean to say that she might have given a questionnaire to very reliable person, reliable resource, where they could go distribute in the college, in the respective women's college or maybe co-education college, and standing in front of them, collecting the question from each and every student and keeping at piling in matter. But the point, even that is very important, that reliable person should be very, very good dear friend to the principal investigator, or maybe the research scholar. Is it clear to you? Then only you never surface any administrative issues అనమాట ఇక్కడ, రైట్? దట్ టైంలో మేబీ ఇస్తాడు. అండ్ అగైన్ ఏరియా సెలెక్టెడ్ అయినా కానీ, ఫర్ సూర్యాపేట ఉందనుకమ్మా, వెరీ ఫార్ అవే ఫర్ యూ, యూ కెనాట్ వాక్ అండ్ డూ ద వర్క్. ఓకేనా? ఒక్కసారి వీళ్ళు కలెక్ట్ చేసుకోలేము, ఒకసారి ఉంటారు, ఒకసారి చేయలేరు. ఓకేనా? ఒక 100 questionnaires లో యూ మే గెట్ 80 వచ్చాయి, ఇంకా 20 రాలేదు. యూ హ్యావ్ టు వెయిట్ ఫర్ దాట్. యూ కెనాట్ గో అగైన్. సో ఫర్ that, the reliable person will help you in collecting the data with the help of the questionnaire, okay, in the survey methodology. Is it clear? That way. Right, child? Okay, then. See you next week with the next topic, that is on interviewing methodology. And related to the survey, of the survey, we'll go for the interview related to the qualitative research methodology. Thank you for listening to me carefully. Thank you so much. See you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.